Goeiedag. Good day, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And this is my message to the world. I fear for what is happening in South Africa when it comes to a corrupt ANC government who've been cleaning out the coffers of everything they can, from the pension funds to the expropriation of land without compensation, to the state-owned enterprises. The senior politicians, their friends, family and cadres have been cleaning up, and it has not helped one disadvantaged black African in the country. It's what you know, who you know, not this. That's the reality of South Africa. I fear for where 2020 is going to take us. When you look at what's happened with the municipalities throughout South Africa, consider service delivery, sewage, water, electricity, the level of corruption that is associated with these major political parties post-1994. And I'm including the ANC, the EFF, and the Democratic Alliance. They're all in the same boat. They're just cleaning out. I fear, sadly, not so much for the white population of South Africa who are facing a genocide, but more so for the average black person in South Africa who lives in a township, who lives in a squatter camp, who is wondering what the heck is going on? What happened to all these promises the ANC made me? Well, the reality is that the ANC government is corrupt, and it's looking after its black privileged people at the top. Everybody else is collateral damage. They don't care about you. I fear about Southern Africa as a whole. Consider what's happening with the drought that's completely devastated Southern Africa, all the way from Zimbabwe, Botswana, Lesotho, big parts of South Africa. Food security has gone. And this year, 2020, we're standing on the cusp of a huge number of people who could possibly starve to death. I fear for the people in South Africa who are trying to make things work, because South Africa has become a gangster state. It's not run by the police. It's not controlled by the army. The army are a complete disgrace, and I'll be putting a video up about that very shortly. But what it's now controlled by is crime syndicates. They're running the show in South Africa under this corrupt ANC government. I fear for the children of South Africa. Whether you be white, colored, black, you're all facing the same problem. And that is that you've got a corrupt government that have totally screwed up the place. And it only took them 25 years to do it. This is under the ANC government. I fear for how the mainstream media around the world are reporting on what's going on in South Africa. They are completely ignoring the facts and the truth. They have their own narrative, and they will not stray from it. And that narrative is so distorted, so disgusting, and it reflects the reality of the media today around the world. I fear for the soul of South Africa. I look at what's happening. Witchcraft, Muti, Sangomas, everything is reverting back to the dark ages, literally. What's happened to the moral compass? It's gone. It's disappeared. South Africa is a basket case. I fear for my friends and subscribers in South Africa because they are living this reality. They, day by day, see the crime growing, hear what's happening. They live in this bubble where they've got to have huge fences around their homes. They've got to have security. It's like being in a jail just to survive. This is not normal. This is what's happened since 1994 under a communist government in South Africa, also known as the African National Congress. And what they have done in just 25 years is they have just destroyed the country completely. And you've got some new billionaires who are moving their money offshore because they are ready to move on in life and leave the mess behind. Now, moving forward, there is a large white population still in South Africa. And this is where the hope is. Because, let's face it, most white people, and I'm not saying all white people, just like I'm not saying all black people are falling into the basket of the ANC government, but most white people in South Africa want and are praying for a better future in South Africa. And I really think the only way they can actually achieve this is by setting up their own cultural enclaves and inviting other community groups into those enclaves as long as they share the vision. Now, a perfect example of that is that little town of Orania in the Free State. It's like a symbol of hope standing out there in its glory, showing how South Africa could be. The major cities like Johannesburg, like Cape Town, like Pretoria, like Durban, like Bloemfontein, they've all gone to the pots because of black economic empowerment and because of the ANC's racist policies, which are basically aimed at trying to get rid of the white population in the country. It is quite an extraordinary scenario because with all the fears I have for my friends and my subscribers in South Africa, there is this little candle of hope. And that hope has got nothing to do with Eskom, because Eskom is just another example of the basket case that is South Africa. And that little candle of hope is the white community getting together, being the adults in the room, establishing communities which are outside the influence of this corrupted ANC government, and just starting again, just building again. And I know they can do it. There are some remarkable people in South Africa, absolutely remarkable. And the tragedy that countries like Sweden, United States of America, United Kingdom are going to have to be accountable for is what they did to bring in such a corrupted form of government in South Africa. And that fact is self-evident. You just have to look at what's going on in the country. Alright guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video, please share this video, and above all, please, particularly if you're in South Africa, stay safe. Bye for now.